Hey everybody, it's Father John, and I have some great news about the weekend. I promised I'd come back and let you know about our weekend masses and celebrations, and things have developed even since our last information sharing this week. So pay attention as we walk you through how we're going to kind of prepare and celebrate the liturgy this weekend. The first is that you're only going to be able to enter through the middle main entrance doors of the church, and that's important for everyone to know. So the side doors are going to be locked. If you need to use the ramp, it's right here, and you're going to need to enter through these main doors. It's going to help us to keep a better number on the count, and also help to get everybody an appropriate distance and prepared to gather and to pray with us this weekend. Now, let's head inside. So when you come inside the church, one thing to remember, I almost forgot, is you have to wear a mask. We ask you to bring your own. We do have extra masks available, but it would be a big help to us if you could remember to bring your own. Please don't enter the church without a mask. In that, you won't be able to do that. So please make sure you have a mask, and if you don't, we'll provide one for you. You need to wear the mask throughout the celebration of the Mass, and after Mass, you can take it off for the reception of Holy Communion, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute as well. Now let's head inside and just talk about how seating is going to work for all of us this weekend at Masses. So everyone's going to come into through the fellowship area down the main aisle of the church. And please keep a distance between the people in front of you. There are taped lines on the floor, which you might be able to see behind me. And when you come in, a member of the Cana Care crew is going to help to kind of set you in the right direction. We're going to ask everyone to come down the main aisle, okay, and then to go to either side or either transept, and another member of the Cana Care team or Cana Care crew is going to help you. Please listen to their directions, okay? They've come to training, and we've kind of worked out, I think, a good system to help us with these days, all right? If you really have to sit in a certain spot, just talk to your Cana crew team member, and they'll help you out and get you set up, all right? We're going to see people on the sides, beginning in the back, and then we're going to work to fill in the center section. Now, I have to talk to you about one of the difficult things of this. We have to limit the number of people who come into the church. So at some point, a Cana Care crew member might say to you, look, you're going to have to go to Mass in the auditorium. Please take that with a good spirit, okay? We're all doing the best that we can in these days. We're prepared to celebrate a second Mass for all of the Masses this weekend, okay? And if we have more people than fill the auditorium, that's going to be a really awesome problem to have, and we'll figure it out. So please keep that in mind too when you come in and when you're online. You may be asked to go right to the auditorium. And please take that invitation and the spirit in which it comes. Now, with the celebration of the Mass, it's really going to be as we normally celebrate Mass. There aren't going to be big processions. We're not going to have the sign of peace. We're not going to bring up the gifts. We're not going to do anything that's going to make us a little more vulnerable. Okay? And as weeks go by, I'm sure some of those things will start to come back. But for now, we're going to be as cautious and overly cautious even in these days and weeks. Now, during the celebration of the Mass, we'll have music. There won't be any choirs, but you're encouraged to participate as well as you can. You're allowed to bring your device, only if you're going to use the worship aid for Mass, okay? And you can pray along with us that way if you wish to do that. Homilies are supposed to be a little bit shorter. No promises on that one, though. All right, and then the rest of Mass continues. We're not going to give out Holy Communion or distribute Holy Communion in the time that we normally do. We're going to do that after Mass. So the priest celebrant will receive Holy Communion. We'll play a brief communion hymn, and then he will consecrate all of the hosts needed for that Mass and place them in the tabernacle. And then Mass will continue as it does all the way to the closing hymn. Now, after Mass, the priest is going to go and take off his chasuble, his outer garment. He's going to wash his hands again, and then he's going to come back out as the closing hymn finishes and bring the Blessed Sacrament from the tabernacle and place it back on the altar. Okay, then everyone will be invited to come to receive Holy Communion. A couple things about that. You have to keep this mask on to the last possible minute, so don't take it off too quickly. The second is that we're going to ask you to please follow the directions of the Cana Care crew. We have developed a way to have everyone receive communion by way of the center aisle, and then would exit out the side exits of the church. No one will enter out the back. I'd ask you when you come to receive Holy Communion, and this is a request and a strong request, that you prepare to receive Holy Communion in the hand. That is a greater comfort for the person administering communion to you and certainly cuts down on any possible chance of transmission of infection. Please just do the best you can to respect that request. You'll notice next to the people giving out communion, there'll be a table which has hand sanitizer and an ablution cup. Should the minister's hands touch your hand, or should the minister's hands touch your hand, then he, or if there's a minister helping, would wash their hands immediately. All right, so that's why this table will be here on Sunday. After you receive communion, you're welcome to go back to your seat to say a quiet prayer, or you're welcome to quietly leave the church. It's like the only time you're ever allowed to leave after receiving communion, all right? And we ask you to take leave of the church. At some point, if you do say after Mass, we might ask you to leave, and that's not to be disrespectful. It's because our care crew, we got to clean the whole church and disinfect it as best we can before the next Mass begins. So that's our story, and those are all the things that are going to be happening this weekend here at St. John's. We'll go through a lot of the directions before each Mass so everybody's comfortable and familiar with what we'll do. And I just ask you to continue with that great spirit of patience and good humor and good spirit. It helps us to get through some of these moments that can be so challenging and so overwhelming. Thank you for all of your goodness and all the ways you support us, especially in these days. And let's pray for one another as we long for the moments, a little over 24 hours away, where we gather together to celebrate the Eucharist here in our church community. Have a great day, everyone.